Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the colorful world of money idioms, phrases that add a rich flavor to everyday English. Money idioms might sound confusing at first, but once you learn their meanings and how to use them, they can really boost your conversational skills. So, let's start unlocking these idioms one by one. Bring home the bacon. This expression is commonly used to describe someone who earns money to support themselves or their family. Think of it as bringing home the essentials or the bacon that keeps life going. It can refer to someone working hard at their job or succeeding in a task that contributes to financial well-being. For example, after months of job hunting, Alex finally landed a great role and is now bringing home the bacon for their family. Another example. I can't sit around all day. Someone's got to bring home the bacon. The phrase has an interesting history. Some say it dates back to medieval England, when winning a prize of bacon meant you were a champion in your community. Today, it simply means earning a living and supporting others. Now, imagine a scenario. A baker wakes up early, works hard, sells delicious bread, and at the end of the day, goes home with money to buy groceries. That baker is bringing home the bacon, literally and figuratively. Next time you hear someone say this, you'll know it's about working hard, earning money, and keeping life running smoothly. Break the bank. This phrase is often used when something costs so much money that it almost makes you go bankrupt, or leaves you with little to no money. In other words, it's when an expense is way beyond what you can afford. For example, Emily really wanted that designer jacket, but buying it would break the bank. Another example, it only costs $100. That's not going to break the bank. Another example, Mary knew that renting the ocean view apartment would break the bank, so she settled for a smaller apartment. The phrase can also describe spending an excessive amount of money, even if you can afford it. It highlights how expensive or extravagant something is. To explain visually, imagine someone standing at the bank with all their savings. Then they buy something so expensive, a luxury car, a huge mansion, or an extravagant vacation, that they're left with empty pockets and no savings. That's breaking the bank. Next time you hear this phrase, think about whether the expense is truly worth it, or if it's better to save some money for a rainy day. Cashing on something. This expression is used when someone takes advantage of a situation or an opportunity to make a profit or gain some benefit. It implies turning circumstances, often favorable ones, into personal advantage, whether financially or otherwise. For example, the company cashed in on the sudden popularity of electric scooters by launching their own line. The phrase can have both positive and negative connotations. On the positive side, it's about being resourceful and making the most out of opportunities. On the negative side, it can suggest exploiting a situation selfishly. To illustrate, imagine a street vendor selling umbrellas on a sunny day. Suddenly, dark clouds roll in, and it starts raining. The vendor raises their prices to cash in on the unexpected weather. People desperately needing umbrellas will pay, giving the vendor a big profit. So, next time you hear this idiom, think about how someone might be benefiting from the circumstances around them. Give someone a blank check. This phrase is used when someone is given complete freedom or unlimited resources to carry out a task. It's as if they are handed a literal blank check to write down whatever amount they need. There are no limits or restrictions. For example, the company gave the marketing team a blank check to create the best ad campaign possible. The idiom can have both positive and negative implications. On one hand, it shows trust and confidence in someone's ability. On the other hand, it may imply a risk of overspending or misuse of resources. Let's imagine a scenario. A manager tells an employee, "Do whatever it takes to make this project a success." I trust you. By doing so, the manager is figuratively giving the employee a blank check. So next time you hear this idiom, you'll know it's all about unlimited freedom and trust in someone's decisions. Turn on a dime. This phrase is used to describe the ability to change direction or make decisions very quickly and with great precision. It emphasizes agility, adaptability, and responsiveness in various situations. For example, the soccer player was so agile, he could turn on a dime to avoid defenders. Another example, the company had to turn on a dime to adapt to the sudden market changes. The idiom likely originates from the early 20th century, referencing the maneuverability of vehicles, particularly high-performance cars, airplanes, and boats. The imagery of a dime, a small coin, highlights the skill and precision required to make sharp turns or quick decisions. Imagine a scenario. A skilled driver navigates through a crowded street, making sharp turns effortlessly. Or a business leader quickly shifts strategies to respond to unexpected challenges. Both are great examples of turning on a dime. Bet your bottom dollar. This phrase is used to express absolute certainty or confidence about something. It's like saying, "You can be sure of it." The bottom dollar refers to the last dollar you have, emphasizing how confident you are in the outcome. For example, you can bet your bottom dollar that the sun will rise tomorrow. The idiom is often used to reassure someone or make a strong prediction. It's a way of saying, "I'm so sure about this, I'd wager my last dollar on it." Imagine a scenario. A friend is nervous about passing their exam, and you say, "You've studied so hard, you'll pass with flying colors. You can bet your bottom dollar on it." Look like $1 million. This phrase is used to describe someone who looks exceptionally attractive, stylish, or polished, as though they're worth $1 million. It's all about looking fantastic and feeling confident. For example, after getting her hair and makeup done, Sophia looked like $1 million at the party. Another example, as she stepped out in her wedding dress, she looked like $1 million. The idiom emphasizes effort in appearance, whether it's wearing a stunning outfit, having a great hairstyle, or simply radiating self-assurance. While it's usually a compliment, it can also describe objects or things that look luxurious. Imagine a scenario. A person is getting ready for an important event. After putting on a stylish suit or dress, accessorizing perfectly, and exuding confidence, they truly look like $1 million. Pinch pennies. This phrase is used to describe someone who is very careful with money and avoids unnecessary spending. It's about being frugal and saving wherever possible. For example, ever since Sarah started saving for her trip, she's been pinching pennies by cooking at home instead of dining out. Another example, my grandfather always pinches pennies. He never spends money if he doesn't have to. The idiom often suggests going to great lengths to cut expenses, even in small ways. While it can be positive, showing resourcefulness, it might also carry a humorous or critical tone, implying excessive stinginess. Picture this. Someone goes grocery shopping and carefully compares every price tag, looking for the best deal. Or, imagine a family using coupons to save on their purchases. These are perfect examples of pinching pennies. Put in your 2 cents. This phrase is used when someone shares their opinion or gives advice, especially when it's unsolicited or not necessarily crucial to the conversation. It's a casual way of saying, "Here's what I think." For example, during the meeting, Alex couldn't resist putting in his 2 cents about the new project. Another example, you can put in your 2 cents after I am finished going over all the facts. The idiom originates from the idea of small coins, like pennies, representing a minor contribution. While the opinion may not hold much weight, It's offered in the spirit of participation. Imagine a scenario. A group of friends is deciding where to go for dinner. One person jumps in and says, "I think we should try that new Italian place." They've just put in their 2 cents, a friendly contribution to the conversation. For peanuts. This phrase is used to describe doing something or getting paid a very small amount of money. So small that it feels insignificant, like peanuts compared to other options or expectations. For example, even though he worked long hours, he was paid for peanuts. Another example, the students had very little money, so they were willing to work for peanuts. The idiom often highlights a situation where the effort or value of something doesn't match the reward. It can also imply something being sold or offered for a very cheap price. Imagine a scenario. A street performer puts on an amazing show, but in the end, they receive just a few coins in their hat, working for peanuts. Or, think of someone buying an item that's ridiculously underpriced. Both examples bring this idiom to life. That's all for today. We hope these money idioms add some extra sparkle to your English conversations. Remember, using idioms like these can make you sound more natural, and they often carry fun historical or cultural stories with them. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more engaging English lessons. Leave a comment below telling us which money idiom is your favorite, or share one that we didn't cover today. Thanks for watching and happy learning. See you next time.